Hello, 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 hello. Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces. Just getting done teaching teaching a class. It's not a boot camp. It's I don't know, might have been total body conditioning. I was subbing. No, it's cardio cross training. But it's basically a group fitness class, weights, cardio, etc. So this was unexpected. Like I said, I was subbing, so I had to make that move kind of quickly. And this is about to be the busiest day off that I've ever had, I think. Teaching this class, and then later I have my regular 2 boot camps that I teach out in Crumlin. Then I've got to go to CKO and meet with my clients there. And then after, I get a chance to relax maybe. I also need to, while I'm here, at an actual gym, I need to shoot some footage for a friend of mine. Excuse me, my God, Nando, who had some questions. So I've got to get some footage while I'm here, because the other spots that I'll be at don't have all of the equipment that I would need to use for reference. Excuse me. I just ate as well. So there's like broccoli and cauliflower that are making their way around my skull before descending into the pit of misery. All right. Oh, you know what? Screw it. While I'm here, while I'm sitting down and there's nobody to mess with me. In general, when people ask me, what should I start with? What types of exercises or what kind of stuff should I start with? I usually try to do a quick assessment of them before I give them any sort of advice. But in absence of that, maybe you're not able to give me all of your information. I usually break folks up into like 5 different levels. Now this is arbitrary. This is simply the Ray Reese assessment system. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A level 1 is somebody who has an ever-present constraint that makes it difficult for them to function normally. So that could be somebody that has some type of, severe injury that they're trying to overcome. Somebody that just has, a body part or what have you that just doesn't function normally, whether they got a bad back or they got whatever. It hinders them and hampers them and keeps them. Maybe even they have some sort of deformity, right? Maybe they're morbidly obese, or they could be, elderly and just have very, very limited capacity to operate independently, let alone athletically or what have you. So, all right, I'm gonna move because there's some folks about to work out near me. All right, bye. Okay, all right, so 5 levels. Level 1, somebody that has an ever-present constraint that hampers them or hinders them from functioning normally. So these are folks that aren't necessarily looking to even get fit, as much as they're just trying to hopefully get to a point where they can operate more functionally and or independently. So folks on the lower end of the one class are probably, they have a handler or an assistant, and they're operating under like strict doctor's orders. On the upper end, they maybe aren't working with an assistant, but they're really, really struggling. And so they're just trying to get to, they're just trying to be able to function better. Even if they're never gonna get actually fit, they're trying to function better and hopefully, increase what they can, the quality of their life, and perhaps prolong that life. That's level one. Level two, somebody who's out of shape, has never really worked out, just have no fitness experience whatsoever. They've put on a bunch of weight maybe over the course of several years or whatever. They've lost maybe the capacity to perform certain functions, whether it's tying their shoes or crossing their legs without a great deal of effort. And they're not in danger, but their doctor has said, hey, these charts, you're not improving. You've got to, improve some stuff. Those are twos. Threes are people who maybe used to be athletic. Maybe they played sports in middle school, high school, did some intramural stuff in college, maybe, and they were okay, but they haven't really been doing anything for the past 5-10 years, and they just noticed maybe they were running for the bus or something, and they were way more out of breath than they thought they would have been, or they helped somebody move, or they were shoveling snow and realized, oh man, I'm not beasting it anymore. And so they just want to get in better shape. That's three. They have, they're still functioning. They're independent, able to move on their own. They just don't have that experience. They're sort of fresh off the couch, I guess. Four are your people. They're in shape. They maybe have an athletic and or fitness background. Used to maybe compete regularly in, middle school, high school, college, etc., or whatever, and used to, we're on a rec league after college, so on and so forth. But maybe with family and job and home and business stuff, they just haven't been able to work out as much or as hard as they like. And this is just the person that's just looking for guidance. Like they're working out, maybe they're jogging, they're running, and they do maybe some push-ups or whatever things they can sort of glean from YouTube. But they don't really, they want to maximize their time that they have and get going, right? Five are people that are in shape and are competing, are going at it hard and heavy, but want to take it to the next level. These are people that are doing your Tough Mudders and your triathlons and this, that, and the other, and they're tired of getting third place, right? That's a shout out to you, Wayne. And my number four, level four is shout out to Dr. Ben McKee. But Wayne, if anybody knows Wayne R., he's definitely a number 5 who kills it in his age group, but is just not satisfied with, that high overall placing outside. But dude, I'm proud of you regardless, both of you guys, all of you. Those are fives, right? So for somebody that's trying to do a self-assessment and figure out where they should start, I say, think about my descriptions. What do you fall under? Are you a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5? If you're a 1, you definitely should be working with a doctor, physician, first and foremost, and they're going to give you a regimen. They're probably going to prescribe that you work out with them or some sort of specialist exclusively for a while. If you're a 2, or a 3, so here's the thing: the average person that begins working out, that goes to a gym, is a 2 or a 3. The average person is a 2 or a 3. The 4s are above average, and they have good genes, and they've been active, and they've been fortunate to have the time somehow, so on and so forth. But if you're a 2 or a 3, starting out, you're gonna need to do some body weight stuff. You're gonna need to get used to using your body and convincing your body that exercise is okay, right? If you haven't been used to it. So I'm gonna go try to find, oh, it's right there. Fuck, sorry, I was about to use a machine and the people that were, all right, I gotta go, bye. No, I'm moving. I saw you.
We're moving you all over the gym.
It's okay.
Are you working?
Kinda. I just got done teaching class. Okay, so I'm here at what is called the Smith machine, which almost every gym should have. And I mean should as in it's popular at the gyms. It's not a requirement. And it's actually, as a machine or as an apparatus, I hate it a lot. But it does have certain useful elements that will allow you to work out, particularly with body weight stuff, which is what I'm going to be demonstrating here. And I can't stress enough that you should not be using the Smith machine for what it was designed for, which is actually, that perfectly goes against one of my cardinal rules of working out at a gym. But like, don't use this for lifting. So yeah, you should hopefully have one of these. I mean, I know if you're Planet Fitness, everybody has one of these. I think Planet Fitness only has these because they don't have any free weights. So yeah, I'm going to show just a few things with brief explanations. Okay. All right, so we're going to get ready to do a squat. I take my hips down to my knees or below, and I use my arms to help as necessary. So this is great because it requires very little balance, and you're still out in space doing a body weight squat, but you have your arms to be able to pull you up. This is a lunge. It's not ideal, but it helps with symmetry and balance. You would preferably do it from the side here, so that way you don't have to worry about leaning forward. You can just focus on your body going up and down, straight up and straight down, as opposed to running the risk of leaning forward and putting strain on your back. So now we're gonna get ready to do some, they're called inverted rows. I'm not gonna be very inverted, but yeah, these are inverted rows, wide grip, inverted rows or overhand rows, working the middle of my back where my shoulder blades touch. I'm basically doing, looks like a reverse push-up, right? I'm in a plank position. My body is straightened. I'm not letting my hips sag. But you can see as I, got my back is tight, it's working where my shoulder blades touch. You can see in the middle there, my shoulder blades coming together, it works those muscles, right? Then we can maneuver this lower. So like for push-ups, if we want to do push-ups, but we're not able to do them from the ground yet, we can put ourselves in a plank and do them from here. Body is straight, hips are down, and you can raise this or lower this, and that's what the benefit of this apparatus is. You can raise this or lower this according to your physical ability, and to make the exercise more challenging. Now I've got I'm doing an underhand close grip row, or it's not really a close grip row, but it's underhand inverted row. I'm working the upper part of my back, that wing part, and it's the same thing if I did an assisted pull-up here, right? I'm trying to do a pull-up. I can't really do it, so I'm letting my legs help, except for right there where, all right, I'm showing that you can increase the resistance as necessary to where you're eventually doing like a full pull-up. And here we're doing an assisted chin-up. Both the chin-up and the pull-up work the upper part of the back, the lats, the wings, so to speak, that V shape. Or if you think of an hourglass figure, it's the upper part of the hourglass. And so for working our shoulders, should we decide that that's what we want to do, we can, stay here, put a few weights on, and do shoulder presses. And that's really the only time that I would use this for presses. There have been times where I have used the Smith machine for shoulder presses simply because maybe I was a bit tired, or I had some sort of joint issues, and I needed to not have to worry about stabilizing. But anyway, it's great because you can do 5 exercises here, working the complete body all at one station. All right. So now I've got it close to my chest, going up and down, just breathing out as it goes up, and simply taking care. All right. Never, ever put it behind your back. Don't do that for lat pull downs or pull ups. Don't do it for shoulder presses. All right. So, yeah. But yeah, this is a good place to start. Just getting used to using your body out in space, and getting started, just getting going. It doesn't matter how many or how little, you want to really just take your first step. And this is as good a place as any. And depending on the time of day, you can come over to the Smith machine and have that thing to yourself for your entire workout. So I'd suggest giving it a shot. Got any other questions? Feel free to let me know, and I can, offer whatever explanations you need. All right. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, because there's so many interruptions, which is fine. Like, I'm lucky to have gotten the time that I had earlier. It's not my space; it's a shared space, and people have to work, and that takes precedence over me shooting vlogs. But I hope to have gotten enough. I got enough footage was using the Smith machine for like literally the only thing that it's good for. But I'll talk more about that, I guess, in the video that has me on it. doing a voiceover. The other, so before I forget, if we're talking about levels 1 through 5, if you are a 2 or a 3 and you're not working out with a trainer, and I admit I almost glossed over this, if you're a 2 or a 3, you're new to the gym and you're not going to work out with a trainer, maybe it's not in your budget, take the fitness classes. I can't really endorse any particular one because it'll vary by the club and by the instructor. But again, and I've said in a video before, talk to a professional, get guidance. And the great thing about the Group X classes, normally they're free, but I mean, that's the thing, like they're free. If you join the gym, you've already paid for them, take them. It doesn't matter if you feel silly, let's try to just work on ourselves and not our ego, all right? But they're normally free. The other thing is they're regular, you know, so you can go regularly, you can establish a sense of consistency and be able to chart your progress. So that's good. So you got a professional, you have consistency and a regular schedule, and they're free. You want to get used to using your body for fitness. You want to get used to pushing yourself and increasing your comfort zone. If you're fresh off the couch, I don't recommend resistance training just yet until, you know, I would say a few weeks in maybe. But again, I'd recommend you getting with a trainer. So that being said, if the gym that you're going to, they usually will give you like an orientation, which is designed to get you to know more about the gym as a courtesy service, but is also there for them to give you a demonstration of their knowledge and their skill set in the hopes that you'll pay for them to help you out longer. So utilize that. I know tons of people who join gyms and they might have get like 2 free orientation sessions, and then, you know, they come around asking, hey, how do you do this? How do you use that? And I was like, hey, did you have your orientation? Oh no, I just couldn't find the time. Well, you're here now, so find the time. You know, if you're going to the gym, there's time for you to get your orientations, you know. So that's what they're there for, to get you introduced to the gym, and so that you don't have to, no disrespect, you know, bother the trainers or the other fitness staff, you know, when they're doing other things, possibly. And it empowers you to get you going. One, so yeah, you know, you're free to go. We've sort of taught that man to fish. 2, so it reduces injuries. If you get injured, it's a situation. It's paperwork for us, right? But it's also a setback for you, and you're not gonna be able to work out, and or possibly you're going to think that the gym isn't for you and quit. So utilize whatever free services you can get, you know, and that starts with the Group X classes, right? Where you can use, you know, a bit of your body weight. Again, I can't endorse a particular class. I would just say start with something maybe a little lower impact. So maybe like total body conditioning, not boot camp. Maybe cardio kickboxing, not with just punching in the air, not gloves on and you know, trying to destroy a bag. Hey, how you doing? Okay, clearly I'm on borrowed time. But and it's not to say, I just said that you probably shouldn't start off taking a bag punching class. Like, Ray, don't you teach bag punching? Yes. But again, you have to decide where you're at. If you're closer to being a 2 than a 3, and you have absolutely no fitness or athletic experience, if you're morbidly obese, you have to use your best judgment. Regardless of what I do and what I say, you have to listen to your body. And I don't want you starting something that discourages you, right? Because you might feel like, now me, if you were coming to my class, I operate in a manner that I believe would let people 2 on up to get a workout in. But that's me, and that's some of my colleagues, but I can't vouch for, again, other instructors. And usually these classes are advertised as being hard-hitting, high energy, blah, 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 blah. You and your heart might not be there yet, right? So again, I can't vouch for that, but when I am teaching at CKO kickboxing more regularly, and there may be an announcement regarding such in the future, holla at your boy. But that should do it.
I know. You moved the time, that's why. It was funny because around the same time on Saturday.
Okay. All right. For the love of God. This is, like, I was about to go sit in my car. I'm in my car now, but I was about to go sit in it, chill out, and, record the last of this. And then somebody needed to park, so I had to move. It's crowded down here. Don't want to take up parking space unnecessarily. Anyway, yeah, so get with a professional. Use your free orientations with the trainers, assuming they have those. Take the group fitness classes. If they're not free, pay for the thing that allows you to take them. They're a hugely valuable resource. It's also good for networking, meeting other people who are like you. Also, I know this is going to sound silly. Regardless of don't be afraid to take a senior class. If you need, classes that are slower and whatever, for whatever reason, don't hesitate to take a senior class. So long as you're not taking a spot from somebody else. But like if they have 30 chairs and only 18 people are taking it, feel free. You don't have to keep taking it, but take Zumba and the stuff that's lower impact. And this is for anybody. It's not specifically Fernando. Wait a minute. Is your name Fernando? And it doesn't matter. Yeah. Group. Use your free stuff. Get with a professional, however you can, whether it's with a trainer or Group X. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. The bag punchy stuff. Like, just do things that are lower impact, like so whether it's senior classes, it's cardio kickboxing without bags, aqua, if they have a pool, aqua fitness, 100%. All right. Yeah, anyway, I am going to prepare to go do more work on my day off. And thank you all for watching. This has probably been a choppily edited, all over the place video, which is fine. But thank you. Please, let's get to 100 subscribers. We're getting a few week by week, but if we want to get there by April 10th, I really need you guys to share these videos and ask your friends, hey, subscribe. There's nothing to buy, and awesomeness can happen. All right? So thank you very much. Have a good day. See ya. Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces. Take care. Bye-bye.